The driver market is such a minefield. How is anyone supposed to know what to put in their bag? In this video, we're going to pick 4 of the top drivers from 2025 range and let you know which ones we recommend you put in your bag. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here at the fabulous Norfolk Premier Golf. The sun is out, the golf season is upon us. We're going to be looking at 4 drivers. We're looking at Srixon ZXi, the Callaway Elyte, TaylorMade Qi35 and the Ping G440 Max. We're going to be comparing the data using the Foresights GC3 and the Flightscope Mevo Plus. We're going to have a look at how all the drivers perform with my golf swing on it, give you some recommendations around things we like, things we don't like, and hopefully guide you in the direction of which driver you want to put in your bag as the 2025 season starts for real. The first driver we're going to look at is the ZXi from Srixon. We've got this in 10.5 degrees with a Ventus Blue stiff shaft in it. Srixon say the iFlex face technology allows you to engineer it thinner, so then it can be more powerful off the face and give you way more distance. We've also got adjustable weights at the bottom there that enable you to be able to change the weight balance and correct your ball flight using those weights. And I think this display from Srixon looks absolutely premium. It looks a really quality driver. The one criticism we hear of this sometimes is the titanium face makes a slightly louder noise than some people like. I personally don't think it's a problem, and I hit it quite nicely and hit it quite well, but just to bear that in mind. But this driver from Srixon this year looks absolutely premium. It's already been in the bags on tour and won loads of events on tour. So I'd urge you to give it a try. Smoked it. Oh. Felt nice. Quick talk. Yeah, that felt really nice, that. Oh, that was quicker. That was definitely quicker.
Which one are you hitting with, James?
This is the Srixon ZXi. That's 2 of 3. Very consistent. Very consistent. This one shows all the ball speed and everything, and the GC 250 yard carry, that one. Oh, last one with the Srixon, feels really nice. Gone as well. Right, so the next driver we're going to look at is the Elyte from Callaway. Whenever Callaway drivers come onto the market, they generate a lot of noise and a lot of interest. This one has an AI engineered face. Callaway say it enables them to create more prototypes, so they've been able to test loads more models, and I think it's a really nice driver and feels really nice to hit. The problem with fast drivers, as Callaway say, is they're generally unforgiving. The problem with a forgiving driver is they're generally very, very slow. Callaway's AI technology have developed a driver that balances that speed off the face and that forgiveness. We've got the Elyte set up in 10.5 degrees with a standard stiff shaft in it from Denali, and I like it. I think from a face perspective and a top of face perspective, Sometimes the triple diamond has the gloss finish. So depending on whether you like or dislike a gloss finish to your driver, you might want to try different heads out of these. But we're going for the Callaway Elyte set up in neutral setting for us. You can hear the difference in sound, can't you? Ball speed's way higher on that. You can definitely hear the difference. That's nice. Oh, that feels really nice. Just sounds a bit quieter than some of the others. Feels a bit. Oh, way left. Bad swing. Bad swing. It's gone a long way, but way left. Oh, all right, this is the fourth one with the Callaway Elyte. Sits nicely behind the ball. It's a better swing. Last one. Callaway Elyte. Let's hit the fifth one and see where we can go. This one's definitely coming off a little bit hotter. Oh, bad golf swing that. Oh, wow. Managed to save it though somehow. Whew. Right. The next driver we're going to look at is the Qi35 from TaylorMade. The big story this year with the Qi35 is all about CG, centre of gravity. They've worked really hard to lower the centre of gravity. The reason being, we've all had that ball flight that's come off a little bit high on the face, flown miles with no spin. By lowering this centre of gravity, TaylorMade say that it gives you that extra ball flight and that extra sort of distance off the tee. They're maintaining the carbon face this year. They're still the only manufacturer that I know of that does the carbon face, but they've significantly changed the look. It looks much, much better than I believe previous models did. Another nice little touch for those of us that fit drivers is they've added the 3 face marks on there as well, which means that when you're fitting, it gives us the ability to pick up club head data as well as ball data. It makes the fitting process so much easier. Again, we're going for the Qi35 10.5 degrees set standard with the tenside black stiff shaft in it. Let's see how we get on. I think I've said this on other reviews, but the one thing I dislike about TaylorMade drivers is they always sit a bit closed. But let's see how it goes. That felt quite nice. Oh, so it's picked up the club data on that one as well, because we've got the dots on this, haven't we? So that's picked up the club data. Forgot that. It's the advantage of using this GC3 we've got here. That's a nice one. 107 club head speed. Woohoo! Flying. Oh, nearly fatted that. Gone dead straight though. Yeah, that speed was higher. That club head speed was higher, but the ball speed was way down. 2 more. Better hit. Better hit. This feels quite nice. Still don't like the fact it sits closed though. Oh, smoked it. Best one yet with that. Oh, that's 5 with that. Next driver we're going to look at, guys, is the G440 Max from Ping. The G440 range is the latest offering from Ping this year. We're going for the Max head, which is the most forgiving head in the range. Like other manufacturers, they've worked to lower the center of gravity to create their hottest face ever, but still maintaining that forgiveness. In order to create that lower center of gravity, we've got a free hosel in here and a carbon fly wrap, which brings the weight down, means they can move the weight around and create the fastest, most forgiving driver Ping have made. We've got the 10.5 degree Max head with an Alta CB stiff shaft. Let's see how we get on. Oh, money. That has gone well. That was nice. Pings have always been really forgiving. 260 carry. Big high fade, just moving on the wind. Oh, 3 to go. Not such a good golf swing, but it's gone. Fairly forgiving for a heel strike. How many's that? Is that 3? 3? Oh, smoked it. Money. Definitely going quicker. Nice, love that. That's it, it's all 5 of them. Hi guys, so a really small sample size there. We've got 4 drivers, 5 shots with each. We've got 2 lots of data from the GC3 and the Mevo Plus. And just running through that data, we're gonna have a look at the Srixon first. So I love the polished look behind the ball. I personally like the sound. I think it sounds really nice when you hit it. And the spin numbers were really, really consistent for me. I got a couple that came a little bit low on the face, which didn't carry quite so far, but generally we're looking at 260 yards of carry and then obviously running out a little bit more than that. So I really like that driver. I think it felt really nice consistent ball flight, and definitely a recommendation to consider putting that in your bag if you're looking for a driver for this year. I think that's really, really good, and I think Srixon have done a great job this year of making their woods a real competitor in the driver market. So now moving on to the Callaway Elyte driver. When we look at the data, I think I had the wrong head in that driver. So I would normally use a triple diamond head. I know a couple of people have commented in the past around I don't have the swing speed for that, but this data shows that with the non-triple diamond head, it just got a little bit spinny. That said, the Callaway went a long way. The ball speeds were quite high. The carry numbers were really, really high. I thought it felt or sounded a little bit dead off the face, but if you're looking for a driver that goes far and is relatively consistent, then the Callaway Elytes are definitely a good, strong contender to put in your bag. Just try the different heads out to make sure you get it spinning the right level. I say that max was just a little bit spinny for me when I looked at the numbers from the Mevo Plus in terms of the ball flight. Now moving on to the Qi35. My one criticism of TaylorMade drivers of late, the last 3 or 4 models, they all sit closed. And I think for better players don't like to see a driver that sits closed. I can understand it for most recreational golfers that really struggle with the slice. That one that sits closed really helps them. My personal preference is I don't like it that sits closed. But what I have noticed this year is TaylorMade have done a great job in making the club look and feel premium. And it definitely felt really nice off the club face. And the carry numbers were decent. Little bit of inconsistency with spin, but that may well have been a couple of off-centered strikes. So I found if you got the Qi35 out of the middle, it went, but I thought with those slightly off-center strikes, it didn't really go quite as well as some of the other drivers. Finally, the G440. This one was a real light bulb moment for me. Whenever I've had Ping drivers in the past, they've been massively forgiving, but they haven't necessarily been that fast. When we look at the numbers from the first couple, we were getting nearly 280 yards of carry on that first one, which is a long way for me. Again, couple of them spun a little bit much, but generally I thought I was hitting the ping further than some of the others. But again, I've put the max head in that. That wouldn't be the head I would normally choose, but I was just trying to get a comparison with all the other drivers. So occasionally the G440 spun a bit much, but Ping have done a great job. They've said that they tried to make this driver faster and as forgiving. And when you look at the numbers, they've definitely done that this year. So which one are you going to put in your bag, guys? Just as a conclusion, if you are the type of golfer that struggles with something that goes right all the time, you might like the look of the Qi35. And if you like that kind of look and feel, I definitely recommend putting that in your bag. If you are someone who just wants a really hot face, then the Callaway Elyte is definitely one of the hottest faces around this year. Ping looks, feels, does everything really well. Ping drivers have always done that. They've always never been quite at the top in terms of distance, but they've always been very forgiving. They've done a great job this year of pulling those things together. So if you're looking for a traditional looking head that goes a long way, I would look for the Ping driver. Srixon, I think lots of people, Srixon have always gone under the radar a little bit. And if you're the type of player that likes a more traditional look, then I would definitely consider looking for the Srixon. It's absolutely a contender in terms of driver fittings this year. So don't disregard it just because you've never heard of Srixon. There's lots of it being played on tour. But I think for me, that's more of a traditional looking driver head that looks like the drivers of old that sits behind the ball. So if you're a traditionalist, I would absolutely go for the Srixon driver. If you love this content, guys, I'd love you to get down into the comments below. Let me know what you think of some of these drivers. Check out some of the short reviews that we're going to be putting on the channel as well. Subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to get notified when new great content drops onto YouTube. I feel like I waffled a bit on that.
No, you're fine.